Hello, and welcome to I Choose You, the podcast about cooking
Oh.
and eating Pokemon.
Mm.
My name is Jeremy Zeluk. I'm the host and Alton Brown of the group. And joining me this week, as always, is...
Your friend of the show, Ben Montoya. The third crack of the show so
Yes.
far.
Ian Davis, the Skrillex and second crack of the show.
Okay.
And last name but first crack, Evan Aubrey.
Well, you'll be the first name as well. Okay, so Ben has already has a face, and the face is because I purchased the Coke,
Nice.
Yes.
the Coke Zero Oreo flavored beverage.
Ben,
from
is the face
store.
because you like it? You know you
No.
fucking like
They
it.
love
You
it.
Don't lie.
Don't lie. Okay,
You know
hold
you
on.
like
Before I pass judgment, let's
Before
Snifter.
you pass judgment, I was asked what my judgment was. I don't like it.
Oh.
I can tell you a few really top level reasons why I don't like it. I don't like diet or zero sugar soda. And
Does it only
this-
come in zero?
Yes, it is only Coke
Oh,
Zero.
that's
It is
fair.
Coke Zero Oreo.
No, that's
and
fair.
it tastes like what I don't like about sugar-free soda, which
that
is
makes
that
sense.
it just tastes bad. The other thing, okay, so if I could walk you through the process,
Yeah, please do.
the first touch to my tongue, I was like, oh, this is sort of like root beer.
Interesting. I did not get root beer.
Maybe like a root beer float is sort of where
Okay.
I'm going. I remembered our discussion last time where I was like, what the fuck, cream in the soda? And then you were like, okay, well, there's cream soda. And then there's like things like root beer floats. And I was like, okay, yeah, well, that's whatever, Jeremy.
Shut the
So
fuck up.
that was like my first initial like taste experience. However, then I was greeted with I'm going to be honest, just, perceptive listeners can probably hear and see no glass with ice inside. Okay, so my other big
Man.
note is that it's a little bit warm.
It's not
Oh.
It's
Jeremy.
it's not ice cold though.
It's
But
like-
I wanted
it's like
to have
how-
a crack.
It's like how a red wine glass can like alter the flavor of the wine, you know? I think we
need-
need a glass with ice to really bring out the Oreo.
Jeremy, did you buy this like minutes before the show started? You didn't stick it in the fucking fridge?
No, I bought this yesterday, and they've been in the fridge all day.
Couldn't be
They're still
bothered
warm.
to get a cup with ice.
Just it's just listeners will think this is a running gag. Listeners will think that this is being done for their benefit.
Yeah, to
for,
laugh.
To laugh and say, I remember all those episodes where Ben recorded an episode and was not offered a fucking glass with ice to drink soda.
Yeah.
And they'll say, wow, they've done it again. They're just milking it dry until it's a fucking dead horse.
Milk
Yeah,
that
uh-huh.
Oreo.
Exactly.
Scraping the cream off of the center of an Oreo.
But this is real. This is authentic, and that's why this is impacting my Coke's. My what exactly would you call this?
It is
Limited
Coke-
edition Oreo Coca-Cola Zero Sugar
Yes, it is.
fizzy cookie flavored drink. So now I'll hear your feedback.
It's fine. It does taste more like Oreos than I was anticipating. Like the first sip, like the front the attack Coke, the back Oreo. So imagine you're being attacked by like a snake, and the front half of the snake is made out of Coke, and the back half of the snake is like Oreo cream, and that's kind of what it tastes like.
It's like
I agree.
So it's like a soda mullet.
Yes, it's a soda mullet.
Diet in the front, Oreo in the back.
So
Yes, 100%.
I can't even necessarily say that it's a mullet because it just feels less, dare I say, intentional.
Oh,
Oh.
If I had
this
to,
Oreo's an afterthought.
Yes.
afterthought in the sense that you do taste it.
Yes.
You do taste it on the back end. However, it kind of just tastes like you had a soda, maybe a little bit warm, and you dropped a cookie in it,
Uh-huh.
and then it like dissolved,
Nice. It like
and it has that like cookie crumb flavor for sure, but it's like not. It's an afterthought.
So here's how I think we redeem this. Go to your local movie theater, one that perhaps has a Coke freestyle machine. Get your creamed Coke or whatever the fuck they call that flavor.
Cream of Coke.
Yeah. And then, but also like sneak in your little purse pocket sized bottle of like Hershey's maple syrup and then just give it a little swizzle, right? I think this is how we get there the right way. Yeah.
So I want to let you guys know, when I was purchasing this, I was at Albertsons and I was purchasing this beverage for the show. I was like, because he's like, haha, funny bit, right? And I was in.
We're all laughing.
Yeah, we're all laughing. Well, like we're like the fucking Joker over here. We're drinking a soda and you're laughing. But as I was purchasing it in my checkout line, the guy in the checkout line across from me was like, "You're trying that Oreo soda? Is it any good?" And I was like, "I've never had it before." And he's like, and then he said to me, "He's like, advertising fucking works."
Can't argue with that.
Wake up, sheeple.
Yeah, I was like, I am buying it. I can't deny that. So the Coca-Cola Corporation has pulled one over on me as I have purchased their bizarre product.
Agreed, but I will throw the caveat that you do have a podcast where we discussed and made light expense at the Coca-Cola company last week, and I think that was the more reason why you were compelled to drink it as opposed to seeing an advertisement.
Yeah, so here's the thing, is that this is a limited edition, so like I bet this is gone by the end of the year, and like with like mug, we can joke about it, and we can just fucking buy a mug whenever, right? A mug root beer is not going anywhere. It will never leave us. It is eternal.
Yeah.
It's like it's been here before we were born. It's a slumbering god that inhabits us all. But I don't know when I would be able to actually try this. So if we want to make a funny joke about it, it has to be this month.
That was the time.
Yeah.
Well,
Now is the time.
You should
go
have,
ahead, Ian.
guys like, wow, you're really fucking trying that? And you're like, hey man, I don't go to your place of work and shit on you. This is for my job, okay? I'm doing. You think I bought this because I want to? I have to.
Yeah. Well, I want to know. He was pretty light about it. It was a jovial exchange of words because he was like, I'm buying some like gross shit too. Aren't we just
buy some gross shit?
I fucking hate myself at the grocery store.
Aren't we just a bunch of mid-20 somethings purchasing items at an Albertsons? And the answer was yes, we were.
Star-crossed.
He was wearing a beanie, Ian.
At this time of year?
Well, it was kind of cold yesterday. I'm not going to deny it.
It was the first day of fall yesterday.
It was the first day of fall. Ben, would you agree it was a little chilly yesterday?
Yeah.
Ben agrees.
It was a little chilly yesterday, and today it was like 90.
Oh, so, roasted.
That's
roasted. That's California, though. California actually is September is their hottest month of the year. That's a fun fact for you.
Yeah. Terrible.
So, okay, I know we're going to move on from this drink, but I do want to I like what Evan was saying about making it better. I think there actually is ways to make it better. I don't want to just be a negative Nancy over here.
Like this is like your like interview review for the yearly review for Coke Zero. How can you improve yourself?
I guess this is more like, I think, a life hack, perhaps, than like a performance review.
Okay.
I think that this would be good if you had a bowl of ice cream and you could pour it in the ice cream, in and around the ice cream. And I think maybe it's even Oreo flavored. I feel like that would make
Cookies
all of the
and cream
Oreo.
Ice cream.
Yeah, exactly. I think that would make it all work because it needs more sugar, first of all. And it also, I think, could be enhanced with a more intentional cookie flavor. So that's where I'm going with this improvement strategy or maybe a life hack, like I'm saying.
Ben, you're talking about in and around the ice cream. What if we made the ice cream into a hollow sphere?
God,
get him out of here.
And we fucking damn it.
Filled it.
Gonna mute your mic.
Ian, you had something to say.
I got two things here. One, I forgot to tell you guys this, but when I was in Denver a few weekends ago, went to an ice cream place. They had lemon Oreo ice cream.
Whoa.
Was it any good?
Made in house. It was fucking like incredible. God,
Nice.
It was so good. My second thing, I'm just imagining like I go to school for chemistry, chemical engineering. I spent like 8 years in school to become a food chemist.
Yeah.
I'm
But you have a doctorate.
I have a doctorate in
Yeah.
food chemistry, and they're like, "Hey, we need you to like put Oreos in the Coke," and I'm like, "All right." I spend the better half of like a year. I'm bringing my work home with me. I'm like not spending time with my kids. My wife.
Your wife files for divorce.
Yeah, like I put it all, leave it all on the field for this beverage, and then I go to listen to my favorite podcast, and I have to listen to Ben just take a giant shit on like what I just. Oh, life hack for you: just add this, and it's like, fuck you. I have 4 degrees in how to make.
Could have just started with regular Coke, and this would all be forgotten.
I'm gonna say I would prefer just a regular Coke.
Yeah, there's no denying this is a inferior soda experience on all levels.
Yeah, but
no offense to the fucking
Ian's food chemist who's getting paid like $20 million for the Oreo soda. But I actually generally feel this way about most modified sodas, which is that I do prefer just it straight up with sugar, made with sugar.
Yeah,
like you get your Mexican Coke, and like that's the best Coke. It tastes good, and it is a delightful experience. Yes, Ian.
Oreo on your face. They released this. They know it's bad. Christmas time, they're gonna release the double stuffed. And that has the sugar. That's the one.
Oh shit!
And it's the one you leave out for Santa Claus.
Oh, you think Santa's drinking the diet shit? He needs all the help he can get.
Oh man, they're probably gonna make so many ads like that.
Because Santa Claus and Coke go together hand in hand, advertising wise.
Okay, Coke. This is a free one.
Yeah,
it's just
a
like
Coke freestyle,
okay,
if you will.
So no. So it's like, just a still image of like, Santa's little note and like his cookies and whatnot. And then there's a double stuffed Coca-Cola Oreo soda, glistening, sweating, with moisture, just ready to be. And then Santa's gloved hand comes into frame, takes the cookie, writes the note, leaves it, and then it goes, Merry Christmas, motherfuckers. We're on the side of Christmas and the war on Christmas. It takes a really big turn at the end.
Who's got a machine gun now? Ho ho ho.
Yeah.
Yes.
In line with that, can we also have like a sister ad where it's like a seal swimming under the water, and it's like really happy it's with its family, and then a single paw breaks through the ice, grabs it, rips it out of the water, devoured in front of you. It's the Coke polar bear, and then it washes it down with the double stuffed.
Yeah. I thought you were gonna say like it cracks like the seal's head open like a soda can.
Oh god!
And then the seal is filled with Coke Oreo double stuff.
Yeah, it tears away the flesh to reveal a giant can of
Coke.
See, everybody, this is what happens when you give companies permission to use AI in their advertising.
Yes. Again, Coke, the Coca-Cola Corporation, one of the most successful businesses in all of human history. These are free ones. You can just use these.
Here's one more, just a still on a magazine ad, right?
Mm-hmm.
You've got similar scene as Ben painted before with the, maybe he just finished eating like there's crumbs,
he's completed.
Right? There's maybe like a third of an Oreo left or something. I don't know. And it's just silhouette of Santa Claus, but it's black and white coat.
Oh shit! Yeah. Oh shit! He's gonna have like his Venom moment.
Oh,
did the Oreos like an alien symbiote that makes? Is that what's 2024? Fuck yes! I'm so ready for the Christmas of
Santa Venom. Instead of Claus, he has Venom, and
Tom Hardy Claus.
Yes, Tom Hardy Claus. God, Tom Hardy plays Santa Claus. He gets infected by Venom, black and white coat. Will Eminem do the theme song for Santa this time? I hope so.
Instead of ho ho ho, it's Hardy har har.
Yeah.
The Santa Claus ad that was all over the place either last year or a few years ago with John Travolta as Santa Claus.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was last year, and he's like, "I'm dancing and I'm Santa Claus."
Right. Cue that, but it's Venom Santa. So he's walking down the street and he's like doing finger guns and like women's clothes are flying off and like
hair slicked back.
yeah.
So you guys,
that'd be
Flick
so
forward, I
good.
guess.
you guys know we're mere a month away from the third and final Venom movie, right?
Oh,
How there are 3 of these is beyond me.
I don't. First of all, this movie is called Venom's Last Dance.
Is
Wait.
Venom spelled with a 3?
I was gonna say the same
Is
thing.
it Vethrenum? The answer is unfortunately no.
Ugh.
But the big hook in the trailer for Venom Last Dance is that he venoms a horse, and it's a horse venom now.
Oh, so it's like a Seabiscuit.
Yeah,
Headless Horseman Seabiscuit.
yeah.
Wow. I'm really exposing my ignorance here. So, are the Venom movies not about the character Venom, but about the symbiote?
Well, that is Venom.
Well,
Eddie Brock is the man.
Eddie Brock is the man that then plus the thing becomes Venom. But
Well, no,
is-
no.
to
The
the
Venom
mo-
is the symbiote. Okay, Venom is the symbiote, and he gives Eddie Brock, the journalist, the ability to climb up walls and like swing around town and do superhero stuff. Famously, in the first movie, Eddie Brock's ex-girlfriend says, "I'm sorry about Venom" after Venom seemingly dies in the movie, and they have a heartfelt conversation about it.
Okay, so Venom is the alien.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the alien is Venom.
Okay, so then Venom 2, not about Eddie Brock.
No, he's in it.
Oh.
He's in all 3 of them.
Oh,
This is like Tom Hardy's passion project. He's like, God, I need to keep making Venom movies.
so like the third movie is Eddie Brock buys a horse or something?
Well,
Like,
he
what?
finds
No.
he venoms a horse. So Eddie and Venom together make a horse look like Venom.
Yeah, man.
So it's Venom 3 : We Venomed a Zoo.
Yes. Look, I wouldn't put the Venom movies past
that's
doing We
good.
Bought a Zoo moments. I'll show Ben the Venom horse.
Venom the Zoo is so good. Why?
Why not?
I hate its teeth. What
Let's
the
see Venom
fuck?
Horse. Don't hold out, Jeremy.
Send it to the group chat. That's not going to help. You won't see what
Yeah.
it. You won't.
Oh, it's got the
It's-
Sonic teeth.
Its teeth are gross. A horse shouldn't have those venom teeth. Get them out of there.
Venom versus The Mask.
Oh.
Venom.
The Venom movies are very The Mask coded.
Really?
Yes.
There's a little more twisted.
Is there some Auga moments?
Yes.
Oh.
Kind of. Well, you see,
Does Venom
I
fuck?
would say Venom and Eddie kind of are the Awooga together kind of situation. Like that's the implication, is that they're in the relationship with one another.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, I see where you're saying with the
Yeah.
mask coded. Okay, yeah.
What if
Yeah.
This Venom horse is jacked as hell.
can we put? What if we put The Mask on top of Venom?
God, well,
Oh,
then no one
shit.
could stop him.
I think they'd have. I think the two things would have to battle.
Yeah,
For
Venom
the
would have to
body.
fight Loki, which is what the mask is. To
That,
have.
that makes things more complicated.
Enter
We
into the
already have
Marvel
Loki.
Cinematic
Yes.
Universe.
Well, now technically in the Venom movies, they can't use any Marvel characters except for Spider-Man related characters.
Oh.
Right.
Except for Spider-Man, they can't use Spider-Man. So I don't know if you guys knew this, but Spider-Man is only in the post-credit scene of Venom 2 as a setup for the third new Spider-Man movie.
So
I
it,
realized I know nothing about the Venom movies.
in those
I know
movies, it's
nothing.
like it's me, arachnid guy.
No, they so Venom gets transported to an alternate dimension at the end of Venom 2. Venom Let There Be Carnage. Which, fun fact, Venom Let There Be Carnage, directed by not stop motion, but motion capture star Andy Serkis. So Gollum himself is like, "Let there be carnage," and then and so like the movie happens, and it's like, all right, end of the story. Post credit scene: Venom and Eddie are hanging out at a resort, and they get transferred to another dimension where Tom Holland as Spider-Man is hanging out, and you're like, oh, they're setting up Eddie Brock and Venom to meet Tom Holland in the Spider-Man movie where like all the old characters come back, right? You know, because like Willem Dafoe and the such is there, kind of like the three Spider-Men are all there. Tobey
Pointing at each
Maguire
other.
and Andrew Garfield and Tom Holland are all there. So you're like, okay, Tom Hardy will be here too. You watch that movie, Spider-Man Far From Home, and it's like, nope, Eddie Brock's not here. And you're like, oh, well, that's weird. You watch the credit scenes for that. post-credit scene for that movie is Tom Hardy hanging out at a bar, and it's like, God, we got to go get Spider-Man. And then he gets transferred back to his original universe, and he doesn't do anything with Spider-Man at all.
Sony's like, hey, that's mine.
Yes.
God, what is happening right
Man.
now?
Yes. I love it. I love explaining these what intricacies we have in our modern society.
I'm not.
Anyway, Santa Venom, bring it to us.
Sorry, I'm still not over the mask and like the opportunities we have for like cross movie. Imagine this. A big tall wizard tasks a little hobbit to take the mask to Mount Doom.
God damn it.
And then
What's a good mask line? I don't know any mask lines.
somebody stop me.
Somebody stop me.
Yeah.
Somebody
Or,
take the
Venom
hobbits
me.
to
Yes.
Isengard. Or
guys.
whatever.
Or smoking.
Yes.
I
Just
mean,
like
he
Mount
just
Doom.
yeah, like Mount Doom.
Hi.
He throws the mask into Mount Doom and it's smoking.
Fuck yeah.
Well, you see, the thing with the mask is he puts on the mask and then he turns into like the horny wolf from that cartoon.
I think I'm just realizing that there's a trope of, corruptible character meets corruptible object.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
Corrupting.
actually all of these actually make sense.
Yes.
Like
Smeagol.
Eddie Brock is to, I guess, more on
Gollum.
the Smeagol end
Yeah.
than as to Alien Symbiote is to the Ring.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, but I think in the Venom movies, Eddie has kind of like a more like romantic relationship with Venom than the characters in Lord of the Rings do with the One Ring. Like,
romantic.
yeah, because
Okay.
they're not sexually involved, but they have to live together.
Mm-hmm.
So make of that what you will.
They bro down.
They
And that
do
is our
bro down.
thesis.
Yeah, that is my thesis. Like honestly, I would bump each one of those movies like 2.5 stars for me. They would get a solid bump up star rating if they were like when Venom and Eddie are like one, they are like having intercourse. I'd be like, you took it there. You made a statement. I you know what? I believe in you now. Thank you, Tom Hardy. But is this what this show's about? A bunch of random nonsense?
Yeah.
The answer is yes. But we do have a main section of the show on I Choose You. And that main section is where we randomly select a Pokemon to cook and eat. And then we have a recipe to share with one another about such Pokemon. And then we decide in a very democratic manner who the best Pokemon was. And I just remembered that we had a tie last week. And I forgot to put up a poll because
Jeremy.
we were busy with a
Such a
variety of
democracy you're running over here.
things. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
we're too busy over here just kicking back, with our fact
chillaxing.
checks,
Yes.
all the taxpayers of you, the listeners.
Yeah, Radioland. So unfortunately, I'm sorry I forgot about that, listeners. I believe it was between Ben and Evan. Yes, Ian.
If I may, people listen to this show.
Uh-huh.
They do.
Maybe it's on them to take part an active role in their democracy.
So
you know-
remind us to like give them a polling location.
Well, yeah, because
Make your own.
if the election was coming up and like nobody talked about like where the vote was at, I think people would be like, "Hey, where's this happening?" So why don't you guys take put anything into the stakes here?
Wow.
Well, I don't feel that strongly. I'm going to take responsibility and say I'm sorry to the listeners. I should have put a poll in the Discord. I was just busy and I forgot.
You heard it here, here first, folks. Jeremy letting America down.
Yes.
Jeremy, I want to see the movie where you get the mask because this is such a cuck moment for you. But when you put that mask on, you'll be on my side, baby.
Yes.
Can neg the listener with it.
I don't want to extend this any further, but you do know about the sequel to The Mask, right?
Son of the Mask.
Yeah, Son of the Mask.
Yeah, I do.
Where
Maybe
a
there's the
guy
mask.
has sex while wearing the mask, and his mask sperm infects his son, and then his son is born with a mask
That's
on him.
I mean,
This
that's how it
movie's
works.
rated PG, and it's for children.
Wow.
Don't think
gonna
about it
watch
too
it.
hard. Then it's PG.
Yeah, I've heard it's quite poor. Anyway, Between Ben and Evan were the votes
We got to fight.
last week.
I nominate Evan.
Oh, okay, cool.
But first, let me say that our Pokemon this week, which was randomly selected, is Dubwool. Dubwool.
Dubwool. Round.
So, Evan,
sheepy
what's
sheep.
your Dubwool recipe?
Yeah, so as we all know, this is a big ball of fluff.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also sheep, and I might suggest maybe, I mean, we don't eat a lot of sheep. It's usually you hear about eating lamb. I mean, sure, there's like sheep up in the UK or whatnot that people use for various purposes, but you're not eating like a sheep steak or like sheep meat much of the time. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna take a little small Dubwool. And we're gonna toss it right into our meat grinder as we normally do.
Okay.
So this week we're gonna be making some arancini, which is a Sicilian rice ball. So it's basically like risotto in ball form. It's like fried mac and cheese bites if the mac and cheese was like risotto instead.
Oh, nice.
So yeah. And on the inside of that, the filling, so you get your little cooked ground lamb meat, Dubwool meat, and then you like pack the risotto kind of around that, and then you put a little bit of breadcrumbs around that, and then you fry it in some canola oil. You just drop them in. You got little bites, right? And at the very end, while the oil is still a little wet, you got your little like moist rice ball. You're gonna cut out little hexagons of nori. And you're going to do little dots around the ball to make it look like a Dubwool.
Oh, like its head.
Yeah, or just like any of the black and white, like the
Okay.
black spots. That's like.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
But it also kind of looks like a soccer ball, which is why I was saying.
Hexagonal.
Yeah.
In the UK, they love football over there. Yeah. It is actually designed to look like a soccer ball.
It is.
Yes.
According to the
Confirmed.
Tribune. How large are these balls?
So that's the beauty of it. We don't have. I mean, we can make a lot of them, but they don't have to be big because these are bite-sized bar food type of items, right?
That's what I was imagining. Yeah.
So like I'm imagining no bigger than like 2 inches diameter.
That is pretty big though. So
I mean, it's big, but it's like it's not like maybe it's not like single bite, but it's like take a
2
couple.
bites.
Yeah.
You're not throat goating it, but you're gonna take it nice and slow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it have a sauce?
No sauce. Well, not necessarily. I think it's all kind of contained within its thing. Like you could dip it in like I don't know, because like with a mac and cheese bite or whatever, you've got either like a ketchup or a barbecue sauce kind of thing. But I think in this, it's really just kind of one key ingredient. There's sheep's milk or Dubwool milk cheese in there. So
okay.
Yeah, that's one thing that I forgot. Excuse me.
I can see why.
Oh, well, that's an important piece of information.
It is. So yeah, I think with that addition, no need for sauce.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
that sounds really good. Sounds like a very nice, like you might see this at a party, like with some people, like with plates, and they're just like,
Ooh, and these people with their plates, they're dressed up really nice.
They might even be dressed up as sheep.
Yeah. And you say, "Wake up, sheeple," and they give you some food.
Little furry party.
Yeah.
Ian, you had a question?
I'm gonna save it.
All right,
it's not the time.
Okay. I want to expand upon Ian's furry party. Everyone's dressed up as sheep, but there's one person dressed up as a dog.
And they're in charge.
Yes, they're in charge. They run everyone around.
They're the dom of the party.
It's a dominating subs.
All right, there you go.
Excellent. Well, that sounds pretty good. Ben, what's your recipe this week?
Good question. So
it's Oreo Coke Zero.
Oh no,
it has the right colors.
I would never subject you to that.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. It's not that bad. It's fine. It's like a 6 out of 10.
It's not getting any better. I'll tell you that much.
You've got a whole can.
Ice. Anyway, enough of that. Dubwool made me kind of just think about lamb recipes. I actually really do like lamb and sheep meat in various things. Like on the grill, in like hero sandwich, or
Big leg at a Renaissance festival.
I've never had a lamb leg.
A piece of mutton.
I don't think I've ever actually had a mutton, but I know it can be quite lovely for the Renaissance experience. Okay, but where am I going with this? I was taken back to a lamb recipe from a local establishment, a roadhouse owned by one Harry, last name unknown.
His last name is Roadhouse.
Harry Roadhouse's Roadhouse.
Yes.
So, yeah, the establishment known as Harry's Roadhouse in Santa Fe had a delicious Moroccan lamb stew.
Oh, yeah.
When I was, on the up and ups, growing up, as it were. So I immediately thought of that. So I want to just make sure that the listener can be transported to Harry's in order to order Dubwool of lamb stew.
Oh, a Dubwool of lamb stew?
A Dubwool.
Oh, yeah.
If you will. And maybe not even a Dubwool, but Dubwool, There's only one bowl of great Moroccan lamb stew in this town.
It's Dubwool.
And it's Dubwool here.
Okay, so if you want the Harry's Roadhouse experience, you go there with me, and you order some chips, and some swalsung, some guacamole, right? And then you get a fucking margarita, and then you spill it all over the table because you can't pour it out of your shaker properly.
Yeah.
I mean, that isn't accurate. Okay, so I will say that is accurate. That is not the experience I want for the listener right now. I want them to get Dubwool of Dubwool stew. That's the only reason why I said it that way. So anyway, so for your bowl, you will need some lamb shoulder, salt, onion, garlic, some seasonings such as black pepper, salt, cinnamon, coriander, cumin, red pepper flakes. You're gonna need some apricot preserves, some red wine vinegar, chickpeas, chicken stock, raisins, which I think is the thing that makes the lamb stew elevated beyond other stews, and then some extra fresh parsley and some lemon juice. So this is from the New York Times lamb tagine recipe that sounds quite delicious and simple. You're basically going to layer. You're going to have a Dutch oven stove where you're going to have some, throw in your butter, and then you're going to put in all your lamb meat plus your onion, garlic, pepper, all of the spices, the apricot, the vinegar. You're just going to throw it all in there except for the chickpeas and the stock. So you're going to cook it all together at first. Then you're going to add the chickpeas and stock and then cook that down until the lamb is, or in this case, the Dubwool is very tender, which is going to take about an hour and 15 minutes.
Not bad.
Last part of it is then throwing in the raisins and then letting them cook for 10 more minutes. Squeeze some lemon juice right on top. Throw some parsley in there. Stick it in your bowl, and you're good to go. I didn't like that one, but so that's my recipe.
Nice. How big is our bowl?
I would say it's not really the kind of stew that you need extra stuff for. Sometimes when you get a stew, you get some rice or something like that. I would serve it with a pita, and I would say the bowl is probably this big. Listeners can't see how big it is, but it's quite a big bowl.
Yeah, it's like 10 inches diameter. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty a large bowl.
Yeah.
And how comforting is this stew?
It's actually very comforting and delicious. I like the cinnamon plus the coriander as far as a meat seasoning, and I feel like a good element of the lamb meat palette is to go into that very Mediterranean flavored, almost sweet and kind of bitter tasting stuff. So I think it's going to be very hearty. It's perfect for fall, I would say.
Yeah.
Ian.
Not trying to be a jerk.
Oh.
Not trying to give anyone the worst day of their life on the podcast.
Is it because I said bowl?
No, that's fine.
Totally
We've
within
said,
reason.
we've
That's
said way worse shit
acceptable.
on here. Dubwool, second evolution of lamb.
Well, okay, lamb. I feel like
Is a state of mind.
I mean,
So
kind of.
now, if you
okay, I see what you're saying.
we could call this a mutton stew if that makes you feel better.
Moroccan
Well-
mutton.
Okay, well, first of all, it's a Dubwool stew.
Okay,
Actually,
yes.
I should clarify.
Yeah,
I am not cooking wooloo. I am cooking Dubwool. But I see your point, which is that the original recipe had to do with a different generation of this animal.
Well, I just think it raises an interesting question of like, does the evolution age the Pokemon, or does it just change its physical form?
well, I think it depends because let's see what you need to evolve Dubwool.
It evolves at level 24 with a rare candy. I looked it up.
Oh,
So so you have to give it a rare candy.
I think it had a picture of a candy.
Well, if you need candy to evolve it, I think it's still a child.
Well, because like in the Pokemon
I don't think
games,
you have
like,
to. I think it's just a normal evolution. I feel like I remember evolving mine, and it
Yeah.
did not involve
like is its
item.
levels like its XP, its experience, right? Like,
Yeah.
but experience doesn't always come with age. Maybe it had like a really rough upbringing, and it like
Yeah,
learned on
True.
the streets
It-
early how to
it-
take care of itself.
it has an old soul.
Yeah, it's just really depressed.
It's really depressed and it evolves.
You know what I
An
mean,
Indigo
though?
Child.
Like,
Have you heard of that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
because the whole thing with like grinding, right, to like get your Pokemon to level up faster, time doesn't like go faster. Like,
That's so true.
No.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's
so maybe
that
it
just-
is.
It's sad now.
Maybe it can be a lamb still.
Yeah.
I guess so. I guess I can't quite tell you why. Well, it's why as a food product it's lamb and not sheep.
It's
You know what I mean? Like I feel like it can't really necessarily be. Okay, you know the answer. I'm
Yeah,
not
Jeremy,
gonna
they
continue
couldn't
to-
possibly know. We can't possibly know.
You can't possibly
Nobody.
know.
Who's got their birth certificates and verifies whether they're a lamb versus a sheep? Like, what's the transition period like?
1 year.
Oh, and is there something significantly different about sheep meat versus lamb meat?
Yes, it's tougher.
Okay, well that makes sense.
I just looked this up because I went to the Wikipedia page for mutton, and it's lamb meat or sheep meat is divided in 3 stages. 1 is when it's considered lamb, which is a year or less in age. 2 is when it's considered hoggart, and that's when it's from, I believe, 2 to 5 years of age, and then it becomes mutton. So it evolves like Pokemon, the types of meat you can receive from a sheep.
Except that it's years and not experience.
Yeah, no.
So as long as you evolve the Wooloo within 1 year,
Then you're good.
you're good.
Yeah.
You're good.
You're good.
That is so interesting.
And I know in-game days are shorter in like the Pokemon world than they are in real life. No, actually, no, they're not. They're real days. They're
They are real days.
Yeah, they correspond to the in-game the clock on the system. So they're not. You could evolve a Wooloo within 1 year pretty easily.
I mean, I did.
Yeah. Because I was just thinking about like
year to
yeah.
play that game.
no, but you see what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of games where it's like day-night cycle is like instead of 24 hours, it's 24 minutes, right?
Sure.
Kind of situation. But Pokemon is its day-night cycle is corresponds to what the in-game clock says. So
Unless you start to mess with your in-game.
yes,
clock.
you could. You could fuck with that, Ben, if you
Yeah.
wanted to. But
I really hadn't considered any of this. So thank you for enlightening me. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here.
I'll be a little bit more considerate with
Yeah.
my wolves next time.
Ben, one last question though. What dessert are you picking from the case?
Oh,
Harry's.
Harry's
With your
Roadhouse.
Dubwool.
I can't tell you that I've actually had a ton of desserts at Harry's Roadhouse. Of all the times I've been there,
it's okay.
Ben.
Not a dessert person.
I feel like yeah, kind of. I mean, I really like to eat food, so I usually get really full, and I don't have room for dessert often. But I feel like I've had a pie there. Maybe that was pretty good.
Rhubarb
yeah.
pie, probably.
You've had a rhubarb pie, I hope.
I think I might have either that or blackberry. I mean, the pies are good for sure.
Yes.
Ian.
While we're on the topic of roadhouses,
Okay.
student walks into my class at the high school, and he's like, "Mr. Davis, look what I got." He's super jazzed, and he has a small bag, like not like a mini bag of Texas Roadhouse brand peanuts.
Peanuts? Nice.
What?
Hell yeah.
Did he just strew them all over the floor? And you're
Well,
like,
that's basic, like real fucking messy. So when I walked back there, I was like, "Hey, man, love that you got the peanuts, but you better not make my fucking floor look like a Texas Roadhouse."
Ben, there's still time. We could still go to the Texas Roadhouse here. The new one. It's brand new.
Brand new.
I could cancel our reservations for Friday, go straight to the Texas
could you
Roadhouse.
imagine how clean those floors are? Actually, by now they've been open already. They're soiled, but like,
But the shells.
God, imagining throwing a nut on the virgin floors of a Texas Roadhouse.
The first nut.
just throwing your nut. All
Yeah.
over.
Let thee that is not sinned.
Yes. The first nut.
Oh man, I can't imagine what it's like to be the employees on the opening day of the Texas Roadhouse, and they're like, "It's only gonna get worse."
This is the only time the floors will be clean.
Do you think they
God.
sacrificed the first round of employees because they're just covered under the initial round of nutshells?
Yeah,
and
the nuts
never
are
to be
so
seen
thick.
again?
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, that's fucking wild. They must have someone clean up at the end of the day, right? I mean,
No.
that's just
Either
fucking-
that or there's like
Oh
a
my
trap door
God.
somewhere that's just
Yeah.
full of nuts.
Yeah, the entire floor is at a slight angle, and it like goes down and out.
They like have a Zamboni driver
Yes.
for the
You know the
cleanup.
Zambonut.
Teletubby food vacuum guy?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
weird Teletubby food vacuum guy.
It's that guy.
Well,
I'm gonna
if you're an
Okay.
employee of the Texas Roadhouse, please write in. I would love to know what your life is like. I'm sure you just have to it's like probably like a lesson in patience, right? You just have to like let go of the fact that you'll never have a clean floor, and that's just sort of like part of it, I guess. You just have to be like super chill about that kind of thing. I could never.
maybe
honestly.
maybe it's a like kind of like transcendental meditation where it's like
Yeah,
the floors are always dirty, but that's okay.
maybe they're like the happiest people on earth. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
If you want
There
to,
you go.
the way to like pass the test and get your like certification as a meditative Texas Roadhouse employee,
Yeah.
you take your shoes off, your socks off. You have to barefoot walk across
The
nut
hot
shells.
nut.
Yeah. Hot nuts.
Oh God,
Oh.
that's terrible.
There's
That's
still time,
terrible.
Ben. We can still go. I'm going to jump in with my recipe now because it is actually very similar to Ben's. But I want to do a bit of preamble here. So Dubwool is called Dubwool because it's a combination of the words double and wool, which I thought was funny. But so my recipe this week is going to be Dubwool double stew. So we're going to have two types of lamb stew presented to you to double your stew.
Double the stew.
Double the stew with your double
down.
Double down with your double stew.
Okay.
So what we're gonna do with our double stew is we're gonna present to you two different options that are gonna be separated by. You said you don't want to do rice, but we are gonna do rice. So what we're gonna have is on the left side we have, as you said, a Moroccan lamb stew, and then on the right side of the rice we have an Irish lamb stew. The main difference to those is slightly different spices and potatoes in the Irish lamb stew. They are going to be separated by a delightful rice in the center to give you something to like balance the stew out. And I believe that we can use the rice as well to kind of give, like Evan, the double shape and focus to the plating. So we can have like a bit of the checker, a bit of the white black kind of checker experience with the white rice as well.
And it comes out very like shaped.
I would say the rice could come out very shaped as well, like Evan's, and that we have two sections of double stew on each side of the rice for you to like kind of notice the subtle differences between each of them and form a hierarchy of stew ranking in your mind, because every person that tries the double your stew double stew is that you get to have like, oh, I prefer the Moroccan today, but some people are like, I prefer the Irish today, and and it really gives you like kind of a fun activity to do with your meal, and that's my double your stew. Yes, Ian.
When they bring it to you, does like the whole staff have to gather around and then they yell like, Mr. Gorbachev, tear down that wall, and then you like
break down your rice wall?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. East and West Stewmany is coming together at last.
God.
Yep.
I didn't have a German stew in there, but I think we can
Oh.
find something. We can, trade nationalities. I saw one for like an Italian stew.
Well, this does kind of raise a point.
What if we could choose the stews? I stew you with like you get 2 stew options from a variety of countries, so it's like around the world with different brand stews.
Oh, I love that actually.
Okay.
So you get 2 stew options. Now, Moroccan and Irish perhaps are our most popular choices, but you can do. Well, let's see what my Google search brought up for me. But
well, I don't think there's any denying that there's a lot of different kinds of stews out there.
Yes,
of varying flavors and places of origin, I guess.
Greek, Persian.
I guess the one thing that I'm kind of
Spanish.
thinking about is like, there's not like a stew no one's ever done the stew restaurant before, right? And it's kind of making me imagine like the way that you described it was a little bit more with like rice in the middle and everything, but
Yeah.
it's kind of making me think that you could order like a flight of stews,
Yeah,
like small little cups of stews that
Yeah.
you could just kind of sample,
yeah.
not necessarily committing to one
Mhm.
in particular.
Yeah.
I like this.
It's a place with people with commitment issues. Yeah.
It's little like stew shooters.
Yes, Stuters.
Stooters.
Yes. That's what it's called. It's called Stuters. And you can get stew flights at Stuters. That's my recipe.
Huh.
So wait, is this back to your original like 2 stew thing? Like,
Yeah.
is that something people do, or people like, I'd rather try both of these than just commit to
Well,
one?
I will say it was partly inspired by me going to local Santa Fe restaurant favorite Jumbo Cafe today. And they do have the option for like their combo platter. And that's how they do it, is you can order like multiple kind of stewy options, or like soup. You can get a stew, a curry, like that kind of stuff. And they're each
A
one
stew,
comes-
a Stephen, a Stewart.
Yes, yes.
I just heard Stewie option and
Yes.
made me think of Family Guy.
Yeah.
But sorry, that's just
but they come out and it's like 3 like sections of food, and they're each separated by rice. And that's how they do the combo platter at Jumbo Cafe. So I was like, I was going to incorporate that into my recipe.
that's pretty smart.
I like that.
That's my recipe. Double stew.
Dubwool
Double.
stew.
We're going to double down now to Ian. What's your recipe this week?
We're going Indian
Ooh, yeah.
All right.
with
Hell yeah.
an aloo gashed
Love
potato
an aloo.
curry.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Oil. Ghee. Bone in. Dubwool.
Bone in Dubwool.
Yeah.
Bone in Dubwool.
Yeah.
That bone and Dubwool.
I when you say that, I just imagine that it has like, it's like a cartoon where it's like when you like butcher the double, it's just like has a singular bone that goes through the center of its body, and it's just like a giant steak that you cook when you make it.
It is kind of one bone coated a little bit. Like
Yes.
its body is just like,
A circle.
yeah,
Now,
exactly.
what if its bone was a hollow sphere?
Shut
Oh,
up.
nope. Salt,
Shut it
garlic,
down.
ginger, yellow onion, tomatoes, chili peppers, cloves, cardamom, cumin, coriander, turmeric, black pepper, whole milk yogurt, small russet diglets.
Rustle those diglets.
And I'm gonna save you all some time. Mash them, smash them, stick them in a stew. Right?
Nice.
That is how you do it.
Yeah.
Throw all the spice the blands, blend the spices.
What?
You know. What you
And then you're serving it with some rice and I imagine some naan of some sort.
Oh, lots of naan.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Big, remember like give a pig a pancake.
Yeah.
Remember that big fucking stack? Imagine a stack that high of
Oh god.
If you
Yeah.
give a sheep a naan.
Yes.
That is like
Your biggest dream.
that. I mean, honestly, yes. If there was a Indian food place that would serve it up with a big stack of naan, just free of charge, like
True, because like
Jesus Christ, I would go. I'd be there every day.
it's like $3 for one naan.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But it's sometimes the best part. You know what I mean?
Always is the
Yes.
most, man.
Can I pull the room here? Regular or garlic naan?
Garlic.
I'll always put garlic on something.
I'm gonna counter with the naan that they put the potato in.
Oh, shit.
Okay. All right.
Potato naan.
Potato naan. It's like you like rip into it and it has like the peas and potatoes like
Yeah,
thin
that's
layer
good.
inside of it. It's incredible.
Ooh, that sounds delicious.
Yeah.
All this and more at your International House of Naan.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Someone's got to do it.
Somebody stop me.
That well your recipe does sound really good, and I feel like all those spices again, like to me, hit the like lamb notes.
Yeah.
And I gotta ask, on a scale of slop to not, where does your stew land?
How is it sloppy? Is it?
With like a Indian curry, I don't want it too slopped.
Yeah.
Right.
I agree.
You don't want all the
There's-
sauce just like running off of the bread, right? You want it to
Right.
be kind of.
There's enough
stuck to
slop for like the naan to soak up. Like I don't want the naan to get there and feel like it has nothing to do. It's
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like the rescue dog, so you have to like pretend you're in there because they can't find anyone. They get sad. You don't want a sad naan. You gotta.
I wonder.
Wow, that's a great description of this
Oh,
naan. I feel like I got like a whole life story.
Did you think this whenever like you run out of like dips for your chip?
Yeah. Sometimes I have to add a little water to the dip. What's
Yes.
left to like make the chip feel like there's something to grab.
Something to do.
I need to do something.
Yep.
Can't just stand there. Oh.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, I feel like the slop or not spectrum needs to be included more in our recipes, especially in the stew category, because I think sometimes stews can get a little sloppy. Not gonna lie,
Yeah.
and that maybe crosses a line for some people, but I think we need to check in on the slop scale.
Yep.
Every once in a while.
All right.
That's good. That's good.
Let's restew our recipes. From Evan, we have Dubwool. You called them like risotto balls. I don't remember the exact recipe title. Arancini. Dubwool arancini. From Ben, we have Dubwool of lamb stew. From me, we have Dubwool double lamb stew. From Ian, we have Dubwool curry. And I want everyone to vote and then send in their votes right now.
Wait, fuck. Oh my god, I can't look. I can't look.
Well, everyone else did it.
I know everyone else voted, but I'm still deciding.
You got to use Siri to just say it into your phone.
I like. Oh, you can just say who you want to win because
Oh, that's true. Okay, I'm not gonna look at my phone.
I just want to let you in. Also, when you like that, you're like the scat man for a second.
My brain just like kind of
Yes.
short circuited. I think it's probably because of the non-discourse, but I'm gonna vote for Ian.
And Ian's the winner this week.
Okay.
Heyo.
All right.
Congratulations, Ian.
Whew, thanks, guys. I was kind of sweating over there.
Well, that was a great description of our recipes. Let's move on to everyone's favorite section of the show, Whale Lord's Mail Horde, where we read your email sent into ichoosepod@gmail.com. That's ICHEWSPOD@gmail.com. Unfortunately, we don't have any recipes this week. I'm sure everyone's been busy.
You went through that whole
iChoosePod.
intro just to say there's no email.
Yeah, I
Yes.
was kind of surprised. Like,
Well, I just want to emphasize our email address.
This is what it would sound like if we had any emails.
Yes.
Okay.
Someone's got to send me a fake email just so I have something to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't want it to be like your sad non or your sad chips or your sad rescue dog. Well, let's pick next week's Pokemon in a section I enjoy calling Pick'emon. Let me bring up the National Pokedex really quick. And Evan, can you give me a number between 810 and 905?
All right. It is 842.
842. And guess what, guys? We got it. We got a good one this week.
Oh.
It's Appleton.
Yeah.
The apple pie Pokemon.
Let's fucking go. We
Apple
were talking about
nectar.
pie earlier.
All
Yeah.
time, everybody.
Yes. It's fucking fall. Time for our Appleton recipes. Send in
Wow,
your-
that's perfect timing.
Yeah.
It was meant to be.
Yeah. Wow.
So
Appleton.
So here, Tori was getting a poll together for her coworkers, and one of the questions I posed was pumpkin or apple, and everyone go.
Oh, right now?
Yeah.
So
everyone go.
like just eat apple. To cook into things, apple.
Wait, but pie was the question.
Pie.
No. It's
Oh.
you got to pick either or for anything
For
and
everything?
Everything apple.
I think I'll also say apple.
Now hold on. Are we talking about pumpkin spice or like just the pumpkin?
It's included.
Okay.
Apple and pumpkin byproducts.
Yes.
That's like it's like comparing like, oh, do you want to have like a Swiss Army knife or do you want to have like a hammer
rock.
to do it?
Yeah. Now I don't get me wrong. I do enjoy a good pumpkin pie, but pumpkin literally does not have any flavor. Like all of its flavor comes from pumpkin spice.
I mean,
you can't.
Eat it raw.
Well,
I
you
mean,
can't
you can, but it's bad.
imagine. You know, like how a apple pie. It's like built up slices of apple.
Yeah.
Imagine slices of pumpkin. Like it just doesn't.
well,
hit
not
the same
not for
way.
pie. I will say there's some good like curries
Pumpkin
that
curry
incorporate pumpkin,
slaps.
and that is really
And-
good.
and I
It's
will
good
s-
in a savory context, is what I'll say. I
Pumpkin
guess.
soup is also good.
I'm
right?
talking about texture though,
Yes.
because they usually blend it.
Yeah.
It's usually.
Yeah.
See,
soft.
I mean, that's the eternal problem with the pumpkin is I just would not eat it raw. I'll just fucking grab an apple right now and chow down, and you can use it in a variety of baked goods,
That's
Yeah.
true.
and it makes a good juice.
Okay, here's the okay. Well, where did you land on? Did we get everyone's
Oh, I mean,
answer?
yeah. If it's an all or nothing, I got to go apple. But
Okay,
If it's a pie or nothing, you've got to go pumpkin.
here's the one that's really going to, I think, be a tough one for
Uh-huh.
folks in this room.
Okay.
Pumpkin pie on one side, apple cider donut on the other side.
Oh, don't do this.
See,
Don't
this is I
do this.
knew it was going to.
Ian's dead.
I pick
Get
up
the
the
rescue
gun.
dog.
Pick up the gun on the table.
Yeah. I'm gonna go donut.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh, I got to go pumpkin pie.
I kind of thought you would
You
be a
know I
pumpkin
would.
pie loyalist.
Oh yeah.
I feel like I'm also going to go apple cider donut.
I'm gonna level with you. Pie is not my favorite dessert item or baked good. So I prefer
Donuts are great in the morning or even as a dessert. Like,
All right,
I will-
Ian. What are you feeling?
Don't
What's
get me
going
wrong.
on in
I
there?
have eaten pie for breakfast, so I'm not beyond that.
yeah, true.
I feel like I'm gonna throw up if I have to decide. You're asking me to pick between my two favorite fucking things on this.
Food diet.
Cool.
I feel like I've eaten so much pumpkin pie. I'm like borderline like I'm gonna eat it out of like duty to my country.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
okay. It's like I've
is an
pushed the
American
limit
classic.
of like, am I more pie than person at this point?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Whereas the apple cider donuts are only I can't get those anytime. Like I buy them as much as possible when they're here, but once they're gone, they're gone.
They're gone.
So I have a question. Do you eat pumpkin pie not between the months of September and December?
The moment it's available to the moment it's not available,
Okay.
I'm housing the pies. But
Yeah,
but here's the thing:
same.
the donuts are available within that window, but like not consistently, right? Because
Right.
everyone buys them out, and then you have to
They're
wait a
all
few
sold
weeks,
out.
and then they come back, and you get a box, and then you go, like, I'm only eating it like maybe 3 weeks out of those like 3 months, whereas pumpkin pie,
Everyone's got one.
breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and a midnight snack.
Yeah.
Yes.
Man, I was in Costco yesterday. They have like a 2-foot diameter, pumpkin pie.
I wish
too
they
big.
tasted good.
I mean, I would have eaten it regardless. but-
See. I think the issue is that you can't cut like a nice slice because if you cut it, it's gonna be too long. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta do the
No.
cartoon like.
Yes.
Stick it in a dog bun.
I think I like the 10-inch pie kind of situation. I think that's a good size for a pie.
All right.
IMO.
Well,
All that said,
glad we decided that one.
Anyway, Up Yours, the beloved cult TV show Pushing Daisies, where the main character bakes pies.
Up yours.
Up yours. Anyway, this has been I Choose You, the podcast about cooking and eating Pokemon. Let's do plugs. Where can we find you on the internet, Ben?
You can find me on the internet at Ben C. Montoya on Twitter or Instagram. You can find me on Tumblr at thefearandnow.tumblr.com. And I'm going to also plug friend of the show, Chris Hunter's band Second Half from Iowa City, Iowa. You can follow them on Instagram and listen to their hot tunes on your music streaming services.
Excellent. All right. Ian.
Follow me at Musician Davis on Instagram. Gonna plug project I'm in. Night of the Living cover bands. Come see me October 19th in Albuquerque, New Mexico, as I perform with Los Wiggles del Norte. Where we
Whoa.
Is this a Wiggles cover band?
Yes.
that's incredible.
Wow.
Are you going to play Fruit Salad?
If you ever wanted to hear Fruit Salad, but as like in you're not even fucking ready. We've got like cumbias and ska and
yeah.
So are you going to play Fruit Salad like 8 times and like each time it's different?
we're hitting the whole discography. Okay, we've got two Chugga Chugga. We've got Fruit Salad. We've got Harry the Octopus. All the hits.
Wow.
That's
Be
incredible.
there.
Okay, excellent. Oh, and where is this?
Launchpad for Night of the Living cover bands.
Excellent.
I've seen posters for that. I really want to check it out, perhaps.
Aren't
I
you
don't know
going
if
to
my
be gone?
schedule will allow it, but it does sound fun.
All right. Evan, where can we find you?
You can find my production company on Instagram _Mesa Studio _ while I make a movie. I'm so damn close.
Hell yeah.
So damn
Hell
close.
yeah.
All right. You can follow me on Twitter and Blue Sky at Velocity Prime 1. Follow me on Tumblr at Velocity Prime No One. You can follow me. You can check out my writing at Jeremy Zielik at the-avocado.org. That's the-avocado.org, Jeremy Zielik. And this has been I Choose You, podcast about cooking and eating Pokemon. You can find us on your favorite podcasting apps, including Apple Podcasts, YouTube Music, and Spotify. If you like our show, make sure to give us a 5-star review to help us go up the ranks on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. If you want to check out more I Choose You goodness, head over to our social media pages. I Choose Pod on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Threads, Tumblr, and Blue Sky. If you want to be a part of the community, head on over to the I Choose You Discord. Links are available in the episode description. Jump on over. We've got great stuff. Submit recipes, talk to fellow choosies, and participate in community events, all on the I Choose You Discord.
We might do a movie night soon.
We might be doing a movie night soon. We're still working out the schedule. We're all very busy all the time. So check that out on the I Choose You Discord. Last but not least, head on over to our official website, ichooseyou.menu. ichooseyou.menu has a full episode archive and merch store with wonderful items designed by one Evan Aubrey. That's ichooseyou.menu. And this has been the show. I've been your host and Alta Brown of the group, Jeremy Zielik.
Been your friend on the show, Ben Montoya.
Been your Skrillex, Ian Davis.
Oh, we never asked.
Do you have to?
No. And
Yes.
Oh,
that's good.
Wow.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad that we got it.
Yeah.
We fucking got it, guys.
I was like,
Wrap
there's
this
no
shit
way
up.
this sheep has a haircut that looks like Skrillex.
God, we should get that.
You should get that. Anyway.
Yeah, a sheep with a Skrillex haircut. Anyway, Evan, what's your name?
Oh, I said it already.
Oh, okay.
And so did you. And if you didn't hear it, you just got to figure it out for yourself.
You're gonna have to figure that out.
And to all the choosies out there in Radio Land, in a while, Totodile.
I wanna be the greatest chef, like no one ever was. To cook them is my real test, to taste them is my cause. I will travel across the land, searching far and wide. Each Pokemon to understand the flavor that's inside. I choose you, gotta cook 'em all. It's you and me. Venom and Jeremy, I choose you. Oh, we're your best friends. In this world we must digest. I choose you, gotta cook 'em all. Our appetite will pull us through. You roast me and I'll roast you. I choose you, gotta cook 'em all, gotta cook 'em all. I choose you.